So I am going to show you how you can use the price lists. I'm going to show you, these are the prices that you'd use in your arrangements. This is where you'd pick your flowers from. I'm going to show you how to work with the preloaded one that you can load up, how to add stems as well, and also how you can extract them to put your own prices in and re-upload them back up, and how you can use that to print out a price guide for your staff. And also I'm going to show you how when you update prices, it's if you are using those stems in an arrangement that you've put in your arrangement calculator, how it flags that up to you to know that you need to maybe change the price of that particular arrangement. So first of all, your price lists are up here. When you signed up, you would have been given an option for using our preloaded one. I think you can do it afterwards, but if you've got any issues accessing that information, you want the preloaded list and you don't have it, just contact me on hello@digitalflorist.com and I'll be happy to send you something over or just load it up for you on your instance. Now, you can add flowers over here. So if you just click your new flower, you could put your name in, your description, your cost per unit and your markup multiplier, whether it shows from the printables, which I was talking about earlier, and whatever colours the flowers come in. And you can choose multiple colours per stem. There are other advanced settings that you can set for it for bunch size and season, and you can also set the retail price instead of using the markup calculation if you prefer to work that way. And you can upload your image here. So that is how you can add them individually. These are the preloaded stems that you would upload. You can upload when you sign up. These are based on my shop in Book of Flowers. Even if you have a different currency where you are or your price is different to mine, I'd probably still say it's a good idea for you to upload that list, if for nothing else, that you're not having to write every single one of these types of flowers in. And it stops you having to think about them. However, you can add stems as you go from within the arrangement calculator, so you may just prefer to do it that way. Once you have a price list, just a little aside here, when you're putting markup in, so you're putting your cost price and your markup in, when you're putting a markup in, it's worth remembering that that is the markup before VAT. So if you are paying 50p for a flower and you're timesing it by 3, that is going to be £1.50 plus VAT on top. I know as florists we often do go from the cost price and jump to the retail price, but it is the correct way to do it this way and add the VAT on afterwards. And it also means this calculator works for people in countries with different VAT rates or no VAT rate. So it does need to be done that way. It's just if you normally work the other way, you might need to get your head around that bit. Now, let's say you've put all of your stems into your flowers and sundries list, and you want to export that so you can put it on your workroom wall so your staff have a good guide of what the price of things are and what they should be charging per stem. So if I click into export PDF, we add VAT on top of the marked up price, so that is correct, and you can change your VAT right there if it's different. These defaults can be updated in settings. If you go to your profile, you can actually put your defaults in so that the toolbox uses your defaults rather than our defaults. Enable price rounding, I would say that's a good thing to do because nobody wants a price of £3.47. We'd say 350p, so I'm going to go up to the nearest 350. Show cost prices alongside retail prices. Now I would only do this if I was printing out a list for one of my staff members that was buying, because if they are buying, I want them to know to stick to my target retail price, the maximum I would want them to spend on those stems. If that price gets higher than that, I would want them to either speak to me about us raising those prices or to look for an alternative. So for example, if they were buying snapdragons and the price went over my target, no more than £1 cost price of 83p per stem, say, then I would want them to go, okay, it's gone over the price. I'm going to look for something similar like a larkspur or a gladioli. The customer's not going to know a difference. It's still the same colour and upright sticky, but it just protects my margin. So that is when I would use that show cost price toggle. Again, the markup multipliers, again, it would probably be something I would only show for management. Show colours, I probably wouldn't bother with that on the main list. I'm going to click export PDF, and then when I have a look at this price list, basically you're getting a price list here of each stem and what its retail price is, and that is the retail price that includes VAT. So your staff don't need to go, oh, it's that much and I need to add VAT on top. It's all worked out there for them. Now, let's say you have got my list of flowers, however you look at those prices and you go, those prices are way off, they're not my price. Maybe you're pricing a different currency. There may be different reasons why you might think that that price is wrong. So what we would want to do is we'd want to export them. So we're going to export on a CSV. I'm actually going to go into my downloads because I would want that in Excel. So I'm going to open that up. Now on here you can see my cost price per unit and my markup for each of those stems. Now we use fixed pricing, and the way that works is I mark up by that much, and that is the maximum I will pay for any of these stems. I charge the resulting retail price all year round, even if I'm paying a lot less per stem. But these prices are my maximum markup. So what I am doing here is, so if you're working your price backwards from what you know your retail price is to know what your target cost price is going to be, you need to take your retail price, take your VAT off it, and then divide it by your multiplier. Those are all there. I could change all these prices, and then I could just re-upload that and it will update it. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Let me first of all just go through a couple of other things on here. If you're wanting to add or change colours, you can do them here, and you just put a comma separated between the different colours. You can change your markup in this column, and over here it's showing in the printable. For some reason you may have some stems you don't want to show on that printed sheet, and you can switch them on and off here by upload. So again, it's a really quick way of doing it. So what I would advise you do when you first get those stems is to go through the list, make sure they are your target maximum markup, maximum cost price you would pay, and then once you've done that, you want to upload that to the list. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to change the price of the rose. I'm going to change that to £2, and we're going to do something with that now because I want to show you how that works. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to import that list. There we go. Just have a quick look through there, make sure it's happy with it, and then I'm going to import. Now the only change I did make there was I changed the cost prices of the rows, so essentially that will go more expensive. So let me just search there so you can see it's updated it, and the cost price for this rose is now £2 a stem. So why I wanted to do that, because I wanted to show you how, if after you've made a load of arrangements, you then change your cost prices, it updates them in the arrangement calculator. So if I come over here, you can see all of these arrangements that have roses in now have a little warning sign on them, which tells me the price needs to be re-looked at. So I can click into it. Some Flowers and Sundry have been updated. I'm going to review the changes, apply the new prices, and then I can see what my new selling price is, which I may need to update in other areas. So as you can see, that free part of the toolbox is, if you use it to its full capacity, could be really, really useful for you with your pricing and making sure that those arrangements that you've done last year get updated regularly just by updating your I don't have to go through and recost out everything. All I need to do is update my price list, and the tool has done everything in the background. Hopefully you find that really helpful. I hope you've actually watched this video to the end, because I do think if you utilise it to that capacity, you will get maximum value out of this.